Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can. My computer's just trying to do a lot of things, so everything is quite slow.
Okay, it looks like we're streaming now.
It does.
Hello, anybody who's there?
It's not quite there, but we're almost there. Or can you see it on Facebook?
I cannot see it on Facebook, but
We're not quite there yet, I don't think.
I'm looking now. We're there.
Okay. Great.
Cool.
We're not quite there yet, I don't think. Okay, is anybody else here? My thing is so slow. I can't even load the Facebook feed if I wanted to.
We have Lindsay Dixon and Kimberly Dixon. And
Hi, Dixon.
Tara McNulty. We had Lisa for a second. Hey, guys.
Hi, friends. This is so weird, and that was so hard to figure this out.
Oh, look, your mom's watching.
Oh, hi, Mom. Okay, here it is. All right, so we've got 14 people. Okay, so we're going to get started. We were shooting for a 7:30 start time, but technology had other plans. If you have been also using Zoom for things in this new world, pro tip, you can't go live from your phone. It doesn't seem like it from our Pixel phones anyway, but I was able to from my laptop. So there's that. This is a series in regards. It's a series of quick conversations on topics regarding movement and life. And today, Jenny and I wanted to talk to you guys. I want to grab my notebook, so don't shut me in just yet. Today, Jenny and I wanted to talk to you about adaptability. So adaptability is really just like how we respond to change or don't respond to change. You're adaptable if you're able to respond to change and you're able and willing to move in another direction. And so I think that it's a really great topic to start this series with. And we wanted to talk to you about like how the bee's been trying to be adaptable and what adaptability means to your movement practice and stuff like that. Yeah. So Jenny, how does like adaptability, like what does adaptability just mean to you? Let's start there. And I'm gonna like come sneak in behind you and grab my notebook too.
Okay. Adaptability is the ability to change on the fly, to come out of patterns and ways of doing things that were useful before and change those patterns to better suit what's happening right now. So we can talk about it in terms of like neurological plasticity. We can talk about it in terms of physical movement. And we can talk about it in ways that organizations have had to sort of change direction during the pandemic. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, everything kind of always relates, in my opinion, back to like yoga philosophy and this idea of that we suffer when we try to cling to our patterns. So adaptability is really about being willing to get out of your patterns and do something new, whether that's to serve yourself or serve others. And so in movement practice, like I always think about injury. I see a lot of students who are willing to just continue to practice and work through their injury in one way or another. But I've also encountered students who feel like an injury is the end of their practice. Like they they're stuck in this one way of practicing. And if they can't do that one movement practice or way that they do things, they kind of get in a rut and end up not moving at all. So injury is a really great teacher on adaptability. And often when we don't adapt, we just basically lose whatever that thing was. Like Jenny was relating it to the way businesses are handling our current situation. And I think that's a really great point. Like businesses who haven't been willing to adapt to new consumer needs aren't probably going to do very well. You see local businesses who have totally changed up their program, retail businesses who are doing curbside and delivery, and that kind of adaptability is a really great way to have continued success. Jenny, what have we been doing in the B since you're kind of our tech side? Like we've obviously, like our business is come into our space. We're going to pack you in like sardines and take you for a ride. So what have we been doing to totally change and adapt our business from the tech side?
It's funny that I'm the technical person. I could barely get this Zoom going today. But yeah, on the one hand, we're fortunate because in the world of gyms, climbing gyms, at least with some of the programming we do, it is translatable online. If you are, using Pilates reformers, if you're a spin studio, if you're a climbing gym, you're a lot more limited. So I'm definitely feeling for all those kinds of gyms. The first thing we did, it kind of happened quickly and then also slowly in a way. At first, when it was first starting, we made our class sizes smaller. And then in addition to making our class sizes smaller, we started broadcasting Facebook live stream from the studio. And then we closed. And then the teachers on the fly figured out how to broadcast and live stream from the studio. And working for the first time without students in front of them. A lot of us really do our cueing by looking at bodies. That's how we feel the vibe of the room and feel the energy and help people out by seeing people. So that was a big switch. Also doing the whole class, which is exhausting while you're talking, that was a big switch. And then we closed, and then we switched as quickly as we could to all the teachers individually streaming live from their own homes. And that's a huge challenge. Individually, everyone was kind of a little bit on their own, technically speaking. Impressive. And then our students at the same time, figuring out how to sign up for these new classes, figuring it all out just as quickly as we could.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for that. I'm also really, really proud of our staff for being able to make changes really quickly. And it hasn't been just one time. That's a really good point. We've had to make changes several times, and we'll have to make changes again. It's not like we're going to reopen and everything's going to be just like it was when we closed. So we're going to be working on our adaptability in an ongoing way. And I'm just guessing, wild guess, that we have some yoga teachers tuned in and some other fitness providers tuned in. So I just wanted to share something that someone shared with me that's really helped me hold space in a virtual way when you can't necessarily see your students. I'm very much the kind of space holder that's vibing off the room. I'm not a big plan ahead person. That's been a shift for me. And someone gave me the tip of imagining your room of students. I know it sounds corny, but it's been working for me. I've been trying to picture some of the faces of my regulars in the room and being myself, and I'm talking to them, so that my teaching doesn't become super stale or anything, or it doesn't sound like I'm just performing. Because for us at the Body Electric, it's always been very much about you, our students, and the people who are coming and wanting to have space held for them and helping you to find your way. So we still, in this virtual way, that's a good trick for continuing to not make it about yourself as a space holder. Have you seen anything? I'm just going to scroll through the comments here and see if anybody has any questions or wants to share something. So we thought this Zoom Facebook Live format would be fun, because rather than just recording a conversation and slapping it up there, we have the opportunity to be a little bit interactive. So if you guys have comments or questions, we would really love to address them as well. Hi, Julie. Hi, oh, this is so fun. I love all you guys being here. Yeah, so thank you, Marco. That's a really great point. And we definitely do intend to take a lot of these lessons with us, and we will continue to hold space virtually. Our plan at the B is to create a blended offering. So we'll hold our in-house classes, but if you're uncomfortable coming and practicing with a socially distanced group, you can still practice in the comfort of your own home with the virtual classes. And those will be filmed classes that are happening live at the space, so you'll also get that sense of community as well. Yeah. Oh, Amanda, when can you hug us again? I don't know. Yes, that's right, Marco. It'll also hopefully help us bridge the gap, because if we're socially distancing our classes, that, you know, our membership model has always been sell it cheap and get a lot of people in the doors and just have crowded, energetic classes, but make the yoga as inexpensive as possible. And so now having to have smaller group classes, this added source of income will hopefully help to bridge that gap in revenue, which we expect. Very, very good point. We miss you too, Hollander Hotel. We can't wait to be back poolside. So yeah, adaptability is really like an amazing yogic movement and like theme for life. And it's really just about the ability to adapt to change. And we were listening to a phone call with our POS provider, Mind Body. They're kind of like a mogul of, like, what do we even call them, babe? What's their job? They're like, what, a POS company? What are they?
They're a software platform for gyms and yoga studios. They're gigantic.
Yeah, it's $1 billion company, but we were listening to their like state of the industry call, and a really cool point that they made is that, like, if you find yourself being super resistant to adapting something, you might want to just take a look at it, and maybe it's not something that you want to continue with. And I think that some business owners are finding that. They're like, you know, I really don't want this quite that bad. I thought I really wanted this, but if it's going to be this hard, I don't want it. And the business owners who are really passionate about their service or their product, they're going to fight for it because they freaking want it, and we freaking want it. We love you guys. We really love holding space. We've searched our souls, and we're going to fight for it. Like, hashtag we will survive.
Yeah, you've got to find the fun in it. Adapting can be fun. At first you're like, you know, the word everyone's been using is pivot. Oh, like I'm stuck in place. Normally I would just run with the ball, and now I have to get creative about how to get around this obstacle. And either that's going to be fun for you because it's fun to like find an obstacle and in doing so learn new things about yourselves and change, or you're going to be like, this is not for me. You know, I'm not down for a world where this is going to happen and I'm going to have to work this way. So yeah, so I'm happy to find that we're all pretty stoked about it. I mean, not stoked about this, but sometimes, you know, rarely do we make a big change without being forced to, you know,
Yes.
way. It's cool. And I feel like a lot of us are learning a lot of things about ourselves that we didn't know, a lot about our things personally, about what we need in life, about what's important, about how we like to work, things that just weren't going to come up in our normal day to day. So, you know, I've been enjoying the silver linings a lot.
Yeah, that's such a beautiful point. I love that so much. And we can relate that, like, again, right back to life, like often injury or illness or a breakup or like something kind of dramatic happens. You have to figure out, like, how am I going to move forward and continue to not just live, but thrive? And like, what can I learn from this? And how can I be better? And, you know, if what you learn is like that you don't want to work that hard for this thing, that's okay. Like, we don't need to feel bad about that either. It's just that's also adapting in its way, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. Another way, you know, people are kind of adapting their movement practice, which has been really cool, is people at home are not intimidated to attend classes that they might have not wanted to in person. You know,
Yeah.
the example of Mikey going to prenatal is a funny one, but people doing workouts, people just checking things out that they were unsure about. And I see that translating when we reopen. Also, all this live streaming. We've been talking about getting this off the ground forever. We didn't know how much people would adopt it. And now not only have we accelerated it and we're ready, but the whole population is now trained, you know, to think about streaming and doing things from home in a way that they weren't before, you know?
Yeah. It's radical. And Cassie made a great point in the comments that like some people, for whatever reasons, they're not comfortable leaving their home. Maybe it's not just because of the coronavirus, but maybe they can't drive or they have like adaptability issues of their own. They're dealing with injuries, you know, whatever the thing is, they can't drive. And so we've always been super passionate about getting our service, which is basically like empowering movement practices that incorporate sound philosophical groundwork to as many people as possible. And that's why we do like the brewery stuff. We want to lower the barrier of entry, but somehow we like never got the push we needed to lower it to this degree. And it feels really good. And we've done these $5 Fridays, and that's been really cool. We're not going to be able to do that anymore because we can't pack people in like sardines like we used to. But what we can do is offer a few free live streams on Fridays, and that's like even better. And we're making it available to people everywhere. It's been so rad to have friends and family tuning in from all over the world. I said in my live stream Zoomed body weight workout this morning, like I'm feeling more acutely than ever and more personally than ever like what it really means to be a global community. And that's really cool. So Cassie gave us a question. Thank you so much for your active participation, Cass. She says, how is this bringing adaptability into your leadership style, if at all? You want to field that, babe?
Yeah, I think what's really happening is a lot of people are having to deal with things that weren't there before, you know. For me, I'm realizing, wow, I really hate planning. Like this has been really kind of fun for me because instead of wondering what I should be doing every day, I'm just doing whatever is right in front of me. I feel really liberated because I kind of like things to be perfect. And now I feel sort of like we don't have time to make things perfect. And there's a certain amount of forgiveness going on. Let's just do the thing. And that's allowed me to work a lot faster. So, I mean, that's been fun. And that's a lesson that I'm going to take forward personally, you know?
Yeah, I love that. We have a little bit of what I've been calling perfection paralysis on our team because we're a team of like really brilliant and talented women who want things to like be incredible. And so we sometimes tend to drag our feet, like about getting virtual classes going, for example. So that was a great answer. So my thing is a little different. I've had to kind of like put on my big girl boss pants. We also have our team is also really great at being self-led. And in this case, when nobody's really sure what to do, we've kind of had to step into like giving a lot more direction than is typically necessary for our leadership team, particularly at the Body Electric. Yeah, great question. Thanks, Kathy. So our intention for these talks is to have casual, short-ish conversations that we get to share with you and connect and interact. Like Jenny just said, we're not making a big deal about it. We're not trying to make it perfect. We're just having a conversation. So we're going to wrap it up, I think. Do you have any closing words, Jenny?
Did you have anything more you wanted to say about movement specifically? I mean, I want to talk a little bit about real quick about how just movement helps with brain flexibility. Did I already mention
Right, like
that?
the connection between having an active movement practice and neuroplasticity and like messaging with yourself during your movement practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, beautiful. Speak to that for a minute. That's definitely worth staying live for.
It's super interesting, like study after study in kids all the way through the elderly, they find that if you are active, moderately active, playing sports, a little bit active, your brain flexibility and your cognitive health and your creative ability, it correlates. And so that's super cool. And within your movement practice, changing it up, because, we start doing something and it's hard, and then we keep doing it and it becomes easier and easier. You've got to change that up. And that's what we always preach at the B. Like, if it's getting comfortable, you need to do something different, kind of, because that's what's going on up here. We need to make new patterns and keep our brains flexible as we get older, so our world can keep getting bigger rather than smaller. So keep moving, y'all.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. And that just also made me think about just the exciting and inspiring fact that our bodies are adaptable. Like from the bone to the brain, we get to change them if we apply pressure. And so, what is applying pressure? Like, applying pressure might be adding repetitions of pull ups. Like, just I want to do pull ups, so I'm going to do a bunch of pull ups like all the time. Like, your body will adapt to that, and the pull ups will get easier. I mean, that's like a dumb jock example from my own life. But anything that you repeat, you adapt to as well. So that's another thing to consider. Adaptability doesn't just mean being able to pivot, although it certainly means that. Adaptability can also be a proactive thing where you're choosing to shape yourself into your goal self by repetition of things that your body and mind will adapt to. So that's super empowering. Like, sure, sometimes we have to pivot because something gets like thrown in the road and we have to figure out which way we're going to move around it. That's very real. That's what we're doing right now with coronavirus. But also, like, I can choose, like, I want to be strong at this thing, or I want to be able to like run a long way, or my goal is to run a marathon, or my goal is to like be able to, I don't know, continue to get off the couch and chase my kid around the house, like whatever your goals are. And then it's really intelligent to shape all of your daily practices, from your movement practice through all of your thought patterns, to move you towards that goal. I definitely see, and I know you do too, Jenny, that we have some students who like their goals, we're just going to talk about right now, like fitness goals. Let's say that their fitness goals are like the things that they're doing aren't going to get them there. They're not related to each other. So that's another thing too, is just kind of like adapting your daily and your moment to be sort of shaping you towards like your vision of your life and yourself. Yeah. What else?
So
Did we miss anything else?
All right, I can't see the feed, so I don't know if any questions are coming in, but that seems good.
No, only Cassie asked a question, but we're going to all get the hang of this, guys. You're going to ask us more questions in the future, or share your own thoughts. Has anybody been with us for this entire, however long we've been doing this now, 20 minutes, and you haven't heard a great point that you'd like to share? And then I'll just wait a minute to see if anybody's got any burnings in the comments, and then we'll wrap it up, because again, like, we just want to keep these like fun enough that you'll click and like really watch the whole thing, and it doesn't get to be like talking in circles. Our students too, I've been, we talked about being really proud of our staff, and I'm really proud of our students too. It's while it's been a great service to a lot of people who are very comfortable doing things at home and with technology, we've definitely also seen some students who are very nervous about it. They don't even have Facebook. We've created kind of like dummy accounts for our tech nervous students to be able to get in and take the classes. And so I'm like really proud of that too. Like, my grandpa made his first comment on Facebook today. Like, that's pretty radical. I'm so happy to see him comment, and it was a really funny, interesting comment.
He's adapting.
I'm so proud of you, Papa. All right. Well, it's been really a pleasure to connect with you guys this evening, and thanks for tuning in. And this is going to stay on the page, you know, so you can continue the conversation in the comments there. Jenny Miller, anything else you want to say? All right.
No,
Good
babe,
night,
thanks for
BFAM.
series going. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Love you guys so much. Namaste.
Namaste.